As we begin the second part of our three-part series to kick off the first quarter of 2020 to help all of you become more productive as professional loan officers, we shift our focus towards the borrower. As mentioned previously, the borrower has grown in sophistication due to knowledge from previous lending experiences, as well as being able to access it electronically online. When we encounter the new borrower, they have more questions, more inquiries regarding all types of components regarding the mortgage process, and they are a more intelligent customer to interact with. As we face them, one of the biggest challenges they throw at you is the subject of price, what I call the RPF factor, which details their inquiry into rates, points, and fees. The challenge with this inquiry is that rarely is it the most critical thing, yet they magnify it to be the largest item that we have to try and meet to get their business. The reason I say it is not so critical is because no one who has a mortgage pays on a monthly basis an interest rate, points, or fees. That is determined when you choose the loan product for the customer that's best suited for their individual situation. All of the retail loan officers listening to this flash briefing know there's a reason you have a diversity of loan products, whether they be conventional or government, conforming or jumbo. The nature of choosing the loan is the most critical part of why a borrower should work with you as a professional lending organization. By understanding the client through your series of questions that are borrower-oriented, by making sure you understand how long they're going to be in that property, what factors are most important to them, and a question you all should remember at any time during a sales call. Ask the borrower what is the criteria they will use to choose a lender for their mortgage. Now, pricing will be a common answer, but other variables come into play on a regular basis, such as documentation, turn time, ease of the process, and most importantly, the one thing we all have to work on consistently developing, trust. When a borrower makes a decision on a mortgage, it is the largest financial debt commitment they're going to make probably in their adult life. If a person bought a home for $500,000 and wrote a check for it, that would be a major commitment, as we all know. Yet 90% of the purchases in the U.S. are financed. Only 10% at most are cash purchases. So let's take an example. A $500,000 purchase with 20% down is a $400,000 mortgage. When they go to that one page where it has all the detailed 360 months of payments, that number at $400,000 approaches $800,000 in finance charges on the balance of the mortgage. Therefore, they put $100,000 down, they finance up to $800,000. The home for $500,000 costs them $900,000. Yet every day, all of you on this flash briefing are involved in helping a borrower make that critical decision. That's why it's so important to not recommend a product that won't best suit their situation. They always ask what's the 30-year rate because that's what we advertise and that's what most borrowers know. Yet by asking the right questions in terms of their goals and criteria, length of time in the property, we can start to structure a great product for the borrower. Another critical question to ask of a borrower: are you looking for equity buildup or cash flow? That will determine if you want to go to a 30-year for cash flow or maybe a 5, 7, or 10-year product if your pricing is competitive. If it's equity buildup, a 15 or a 20-year. There are so many variables that we can't control all of them until we ask the right questions. So the first segment in understanding how to deal with the buyer is based on making the right product recommendation. Then, once we get into the interview, I'll teach you in our next segment what questions you ask that lead to setting up a great close that makes it hard for the client to say no. In addition, please access the Scotsman Guide February article, The 3 Most Powerful Words in Sales. It will help you in your selling and will also be available on my website. Good luck and good selling.